How many here question when you're talking to somebody if they're telling you the truth or not? How many times, if we don't understand something that our pastor's talking about, do we go to him and we ask those questions and tell him, I really didn't understand that. Can you explain that better to me? How many here can say that our lives are absolutely perfect and we have no problems? I knew you were going to raise your hand. I was pretty certain when I asked that last question that none of us would raise our hand except for my husband, because he's just joking around all the time. We may not be perfect, but we serve a God who is. And life's full of ups and downs. It's what we make of the blessings as well as the mountains that keeps us strong. It's really easy to be happy and joyful when everything's going perfectly in life. But when things start to happen in life, how do we handle that? How do we handle when things are hard? When I was younger, and even sometimes now, when things got hard, instead of turning to God, I turned to food. That was my source of comfort. I was learning about God, but because I was always turning to that comfort of food instead of Him, I thought that I was questioning my faith by doubting God. What I had to understand, though, was that I could doubt and still have my faith. If like me, you're a doubter, you're in good company. How many of you know that John the Baptist doubted whether or not Jesus was the true Messiah? Not many of us. I see one hand. If we look at Matthew 11, verses 2 and 3, it says, when John was in prison, he heard about the deeds of the Messiah. He sent his disciples to ask him, are you the one who is to come, or should we expect someone else? To me, that's saying, have we had it all wrong? Are we pointing everyone to the wrong guy? However, Jesus didn't get angry. Instead, in verse 4 through 6, it goes on to say, Jesus replied, go back and report to John what you have heard and seen. The blind receive sight, the lame walk, those who have leprosy are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the good news is proclaimed to the poor. Blessed is anyone who does not stumble on account of me. He was sending a message reminding John of Isaiah's prophecy in Isaiah 9, 6 through 7. He had foretold that Messiah was coming. So when we're doubting, it's okay to God and ask those hard questions. Like any good father, He's going to answer and say, it's okay. Let me help you. Let me answer those questions. I often ask, God, why did you let me get comfortable here just to send me somewhere else? Or God, why did you tell me no? You know I wanted that. Whatever that may have been. And like a good father, he simply just answers simply. And says, it's okay to question me. It's okay to not have all the answers all the time. And just because we're asking those questions definitely does not mean we're giving up on our faith. He may not always answer with the speed that we expect either. But He'll always send the help that's needed. His grace will always be sufficient for those who trust Him. And His rewards are beyond measure. I'm pretty sure that all of us in this room have had some sort of a struggle at some point in our lives. Isn't it easy to go through that when you have someone to talk to about it? I know for me, it's nice to have someone to just have listen, even if they can't fix the problem. It's nice to have someone to listen as I babble. And I babble often. It's easier to share our blessings than it is to share our doubts or our problems. Often we are afraid to share our doubts with others because we think it makes us look weak, or that they're going to think that we're not the person that we claim to be. However, I believe that it's important to discuss those doubts and those problems with others, because it helps not only us to be able to express those doubts to others, but sometimes they're questioning the same things that we are. And I met a young lady at the women's retreat in March, beginning of the month, that when we were talking in one of my breakout sessions on why we need to share our burdens and our doubts, she said that sometimes it's because when we seem like we have it all together, that sometimes we seem unapproachable. It makes us look like, oh, well, I can't go to that person, their life's perfect. But when we share our doubts and our burdens with others, it lets others know that we're just as flawed as they are. And it makes it not so intimidating to speak to that person. You know, I want to go back to the verses in Matthew. Did John keep those questions that he had, these doubts, to himself? No, he discussed them with his disciples. And he sent them out to gather more information directly from Jesus. None of them assumed anything. But how do you think that conversation went when John talked to his disciples and said, you know, I want you to go out and question Jesus? I would have been terrified. Here is this man that's performing all of these miracles, and you want me to go out and ask him if he's the true Messiah? Really? I don't think they were very happy that they had go. I would have tried to talk about it. Isn't there some other way? Do I have to do it this way? Why do I have to go and question him? But they went anyways. And just as Jesus has shown us grace for our many mistakes, he showed them grace. And he proved to them who he was. Did he have to prove anything to these men? No, he didn't have to prove anything. Excuse me. So what do we expect when we ask the hard questions of God? Are we afraid that when we go to God with these questions that we have, that he's going to scold us? You know, I can tell you that I've wrestled with God on one occasion, and for me, it strengthens my faith. It shows me that I can go to him with anything. Just as we've tried to teach our children, you know, you can come to us and talk to us about anything. I can go to God and talk to him about any single thing. You know, I know that he holds every tear that I cry in the palm of his hands. So as we prepare today to take communion, I want us to look inside our hearts. Is there any doubt laying there causing you to separate yourself from God? We need to lay those doubts down at his feet. The altar is always open. But if you're not comfortable coming to the altar, he will meet you where you are. That's the beauty of his relationship with us. He'll meet us whether it's here in this building or at home in our bathtub. You just have to reach out to him. Luke 22:8 says, Jesus sent Peter and John saying, go and make preparations for us to eat the Passover. I'm not sending any of you to prepare our communion for us today. However, I pray that you look inside of your heart and prepare your heart for communion. If you have any ill will towards your brother, I ask that you fix that with God first before you take communion this morning.